Hi guys, so today I want to talk about all the books from black authors that I really want to read. I haven't been my best at reading from black authors lately. I mean, I do read a pretty decent amount, but they're usually typically romance. I want to be well-rounded in the black authors that I read from, and so you guys can talk about if you've read them, like how you feel about them. I am going to include some romance, like not gonna lie, like I can't not read romance, you know? So I'm going to include some romances that I want to read from. Now we're into the physical books. I have the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. I'm always saying how like I want to read more adult fantasy, and I literally have adult fantasy, like I literally have N.K. Jemisin on my actual shelf, so why not freaking read it? This book is written in 2nd person, I believe, which a lot of people don't like, but I typically don't mind that. I ended up reading You by Caroline Kepnes, and I really liked the 2nd person aspect of the book. It was just the actual book itself I didn't like, so I feel like I'm really gonna like the 2nd person book in this. I have tried to read this book audiobook and ebook, and it didn't work out, so I'm just gonna read physically, and if that doesn't work out, I'm gonna try physically and audiobook. But this book, I literally forget what it's about. I thought of death, and like even in the beginning I was just like taken aback. I'm actually very excited to get into this. I'm really excited to get into N.K. Jemisin because I feel like she's really gonna be like my favorite author. The next book I have is Kingdom of Souls, and I really don't remember what this book is about. Y'all, if you want to know what books are about, this is not the channel. I am so sorry. I'm gonna link the Goodreads so y'all can read them, like, you know, while I talk or like whatever, because me telling y'all what these books are about, I don't want to do it. Penguin Teen has sent me this book. They sent me a final copy of this book. I wanted like an ARC, but they sent me like a whole like literal copy of this book, and I've been meaning to get into it, but around the time when I got this ARC was when I was kind of getting out of YA fantasy. And I mean, I still am out of YA fantasy, but I really want to give these black authors a try because these are books that I actually own that I want to read from, and I want to do better at reading black authors, because even though I am, you know, black and I do read a pretty decent amount, I want to do better. Like I feel like we could all do better, and me included, so I want to show that you can do better. So the next book I have is actually another N.K. Jemisin, and this is 100,000 Kingdom, and this book has a lot to do with like the gods and stuff. I actually did start this book. I literally have a tag, a clothing tag as a bookmark. That's how you know I'll be running out. I literally just leave bookmarks in my books. But I don't really, like, the book is about, but I started the book and there was nothing wrong with it. I just have a really big problem with starting books and not finishing it. So I really actually do want to finish this book, and like I said, this is another N.K. Jemisin book, so I really want to get into her as an author because I feel like I would actually really enjoy this book. The next book I have is The Stars and the Blackness Between Them. I believe this is a sci-fi, but I think that's just because the title has stars in it. I actually don't think this is sci-fi, but this was an arc that got sent to me. Like I said, I got sent a bunch of arcs at once when I really wasn't into reading YA at the moment, so I kind of just didn't pick them up, and I just started picking up like more so romance. But I really do want to read this one, especially because this has queer characters, and I want to read this for the Read Your Gaze hosted by Boston, so I'm actually really excited to read this book. And I just love the color and like the purple, and I feel like purple looks really good on black women, so I'm just really excited. The next book I have is War Girls, which actually isn't really talked about a lot. It's talked about like briefly. Well, no, it's not really talked about a lot in this community. Like, it was when it first came out, but not really anymore. And I believe this is a fantasy. It says the year is 2172. So I mean, personally, I'm really interested in reading this book, but how does the year become 2100? Because aren't we in oh, we're in 20. I'm literally sleep deprived. Like, now I'm just becoming a literal idiot. The last book I have is A River of Royal and Blood, which this is talked about a lot. Like, even to this day, like, this is actually hyped up a lot, and I'm low-key really ashamed that I haven't gotten to this book yet. So I mean, I am going to be getting to this book, but I don't exactly remember what this is about, so I need to do better. Like, I need to do better. Just like how I said you guys need to do better, like, I need to do better. Like, nobody's perfect, and I'm not perfect, and the whole entire point of me doing this video was to kind of give you guys recommendations, or at least let you guys know what I'm going to be reading. So like, if you guys want to read along with me, you can, and if you want to do better and read more black authors, because a lot of people have been DMing me and asking me like, oh, what are some black authors I can read from? And I feel like you literally could just go into Google and type in books by black authors, Goodreads, and it'll give you a list. I do it all the time. It's how I get most of my recommendations if there's a genre that's not really read from. But I feel like you guys really should not be asking black creators right now what black authors you should be reading from, or what are some black books you should be reading. Like, I mean, you guys should have been doing it, but also, I don't know, I get annoyed when people ask me that because you can literally just Google it. I feel like now everyone's asking because of what's going on, which is fine, but at the same time, like, stop expecting us to educate you. Like, stop expecting black creators to educate you. It's not our job. Google is free. It's free 99. We all have the same Google. Do the work for yourself. Like, stop expecting us to do the work for you because it's becoming very tiring and annoying. And I didn't mean to go on that rant. I really already have a video on this whole situation. So this is the black books I'm going to be reading from on my Kindle. So I am going to be reading The Kingmaker by Kennedy Ryan, which I don't remember what it's about, but I think it's a bully romance, which, if you guys didn't know, I love bully romance. I believe it is. I'm not too sure. And then I'm also going to be reading Queen Move, which is a spin-off of it, which I'm pretty sure Queen Move was the one that's the bully romance. But I have read from Kennedy Ryan before. I read their, like, I forget what the series is, but it's like Long Shot, and I like the things that the book touched on a lot. Like, it dealt with a lot of like abuse, but it was like friends to lovers, which I don't really care for friends to lovers. And the book was good and it did touch me, but it wasn't like something that I like loved. It was like a 3-star book, but I do recommend it, and normal people like the book. It's just me and like my weird taste. I am also going to be reading The Black Veins, which is by one of my friends on book Twitter, and I really want to read this book to support her. And I believe this book has the found family trope, which I really love, and you actually don't read a lot of in fantasy. Like, you have a decent amount of found families, but not really a lot. So I really wanted to read this just to show my girl some support, you know. And then I have Will You Be Mine, which I'm starting to read now, and it's only like 100 and something pages. And low-key, I don't even know what it's about, but the cover is beautiful. And I know like my romances, I can even do better in my romances. I read a lot of black romances, but I want to read a lot of black love romances, because a lot of the time it's like black and like a white, or black and like a man of color. So I really want to read more black love romances. So I really want to implement that more into my channel and like what I read, because I mean, like I said, I can most definitely do better. And so yeah, that's it for the books I want to read. I also do want to thank you guys for subscribing to me. As of right now, as I'm filming this, I do have 13K. I have been growing a lot faster, and it does make me sad that it took a situation as bad as police brutality to get people to recognize the black people in the community. But we're also extremely happy. Like, this feels so surreal. Like, I never imagined myself to be growing this fast. Like, to literally, when I hit 13K, I literally hit 13K in a day. Like, I literally jumped from 12K to 13K in a day. Like, that is something I literally dreamed of. Like, I'm always like, oh, I'm gonna get to 50K this year, and like I always say it as like a joke. But like, the way I'm growing, I believe I could get to 50K like soon, because that's like my goal on booktube is 50K. And I mean, it doesn't have to be this year, it doesn't have to be now, it doesn't have to be tomorrow, but soon. Like, sooner. Like, I'm hitting my goals sooner than I expected. So I really do want to thank you guys for subscribing to me. And a big fear that I had while uploading was that my views would go down and people wouldn't watch my videos, and like the engagement would go down. But you guys seem to really like my videos, and like my views are actually going up on all of my other videos. So I really do appreciate that, and I thank you guys for your support. Like, this is literally a dream come true. Like, this is something I dreamed of. So thank you guys for watching my video. And in my book haul, I gave an emoji for everyone to comment, and I feel like that really helped my engagement in my comments, and it also let me know who was watching my video to the end. So if you watch this video to the end, comment a black heart, and if you don't have the black heart emoji, you can literally just type up black heart emoji, because that's what other people did. Like, with the butterfly emoji, they would just type in butterfly emoji, and I thought it was so like creative and like funny that like people still wanted to show my support and show that they watched to the end, that they were just like literally butterfly emoji. So you can just type in black heart emoji if you don't have one, and then I'll work on trying to find more emojis that like everyone can use. So thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one.